Hello.
How are y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. I own the Vault venues. We're actually right downtown here. Do you have a day picked out?
Amy's hands trembled as she held the small velvet box. Her fiancé, Chris, waited nervously, eyes wide with hope. When she said yes, the room erupted in cheers from their family and friends. It should have been the happiest moment of her life. But Amy's mind was already racing ahead, to the next challenge, finding the perfect wedding venue. And not just any venue. Amy had one very specific idea. "I want a haunted venue," she declared later to her sister, Lisa, who was currently battling her own struggles with weight and health on the TLC show 1,000-Pound Sister. Lisa raised an eyebrow. "Haunted? Really? You're serious?" Amy grinned. "I've always loved ghost stories and old places with history. It'll be unique, memorable, and, well, a little spooky." Lisa hesitated. Planning a wedding was stressful enough without chasing ghosts. But she loved her sister and promised to help. The next morning, Amy and Lisa set out on their haunted venue quest. Their first stop was an abandoned Victorian mansion just outside town, rumored to be haunted by the ghost of its original owner, a heartbroken bride who vanished on her wedding day. The mansion was eerie, peeling wallpaper, creaky floors, and dust motes swirling in the sunlight. Amy could almost feel the chill of unseen eyes watching. Lisa, despite her worries, was swept up in Amy's excitement. Together, they explored every creaky room, imagining the stories the walls might tell. But the mansion was not without its challenges. The floorboards groaned under Lisa's careful steps, and the lack of accessibility worried Amy. They had to keep looking. On their second visit, Amy and Lisa toured an old church with a storied past. It was said that the spirit of a former minister haunted the pews, blessing some and warning others away. Amy was captivated by the stained glass windows, the ancient stone walls, and the atmosphere heavy with history. Lisa, however, felt uneasy. "This place has a sadness," Lisa said quietly. "But maybe that's what makes it special." The church could accommodate their guests, but Amy wasn't sure about having a wedding in a place with so much melancholy. Still, the idea of a ghostly blessing was tempting. Back at home, Lisa's own struggles came to the forefront. She was dealing with the physical and emotional toll of her weight, and the stress of the wedding planning didn't help. One night, as Amy and Lisa talked late into the evening, a strange knocking came at the door. They opened it to find an elderly woman, Mrs. Whitaker, a local historian and self-proclaimed medium. "I hear you're looking for a haunted venue," Mrs. Whitaker said with a knowing smile. "I might have just the place." Mrs. Whitaker led them to a small, forgotten chapel deep in the woods. It was charming and surprisingly well-preserved, with ivy crawling up its stone walls and stained glass windows that caught the sunset just right. "The spirit here is friendly," Mrs. Whitaker assured them. "A bride who waited for her love, and now watches over all who marry here." Amy felt a warm glow. Lisa could see the joy in her sister's eyes, and despite the physical effort, knew this was the right choice. The wedding day dawned clear and bright. Guests arrived, the chapel filled with laughter and happy tears. Amy and Chris exchanged vows under the watchful eyes of family, and perhaps, just perhaps, a benevolent ghost. Lisa stood beside her sister, proud and hopeful. The journey had been hard, full of challenges both seen and unseen. But together, they'd found a way to make the day unforgettable. And as the sun set, the chapel's shadows danced, not with fear, but with love.